assistant here, Wes, and he's going to help us out today. So,
Friendly member.
Yay! All right, friendly member. Yay!
Yay!
All right. So I think the first thing we're going to do, folks, is we're going to look through our packet. Now, I do have a couple things. I have a couple of the programs, a couple extra. Now, the program is on the front when you open up your packet. So can we hand out a couple more just to kind of, we can kind of hand them around and people can look at them. And yeah, I am, you're welcome. How many different cartridges did we go through to make all these copies?
I think 4
or 5. So yeah, about 4 or 5 ink cartridges for all this fun stuff. So, and so anyway, and you'll notice in your packet you have a DC Booth Fish Hatchery new brochure. It even has a cup, 1 free cup of fish food here for you. So,
and also at the DC booth, they would like your input because apparently the federal actually is considering closing.
That's right.
DC booth again.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we're hoping that doesn't happen. So we got to support the DC Booth Fish Hatchery for sure. So we don't want that to close down. All right, and then also, like I said, you have a program right in the front there. So we'll be going through that today. We're going to be explaining where all these locations are. So you might want to get your map ready. Okay, on the front of the map, you know, you've got the Black Hills, and then if you turn it around, you've got the Badlands, and of course, Devil's Tower area. Devil's Tower area, in fact, has the Bear Lodge Mountains, and so that is also part of the Black Hills National Forest. So we are going to be discussing that area also, and then we can save the Badlands for next time. All right, okay, so you got that. Of course, we got the Alkali Creek Nature Trail. And then that would be along the BLM road. We were going to use the self-guided tour, so you might want to hang on to this pamphlet here. This is the Fort Meade National Backcountry Byway. So, and the only thing missing in here, of course, is the Ute encampment is not in the brochure. So I was going to point that out today too. So other than that, they've got all that in there.
That of course was designed by Dick Williams.
Oh, wonderful! Awesome, Dick Williams, great.
If you're doing the tour of the old Fort Meade Cemetery, you might want to take in the old Fort Meade Museum.
Oh
at the same
yeah,
time.
exactly. I love that place. It's awesome. And Chuck was the director there for 10 years.
Yes.
All right, awesome. Way to go, Chuck. All right, and then we also have in here, has anyone heard of the moonwalk before?
Yes.
Okay, all right. If you don't know about the moonwalk, it's very interesting. So you'll want to take a look at that and read all about the moonwalk and the schedule, and it's just a lot of fun. Also, has anyone ever met Poker Alice at the 4 Mile Old West Town? Poker Alice lives. None of you knew that, did you? But anyway, yeah, Poker Alice, she actually owns the 4 Mile Old West Town. It's 4 miles west of Custer, and that's of course how it got the name 4 Mile. And if you go there, I think they still every Friday night, they have a really fun show there. So I highly recommend that. And when you go there, it's like a reproduction of a ghost town with all kinds of antiques and all kinds of wonderful things.
Mostly genuine antiques.
Yeah, genuine antiques, I tell you. That's,
Impressed.
and what she does is she gives you a tape recorder and you get to walk through and you can hit pause and play and fast forward and rewind. It's wonderful, and it's like, what is it, $4 or $5? Yeah, so I mean, it's a great, great deal, and you'll even get to meet Poker Alice. She really thinks she's Poker Alice, reincarnated. So, yeah, and she comes up to Deadwood, and she used to be in the parades all the time, and people would holler at her, and hey, Poker Alice, and so that's kind of fun too.
On top of that, she works in nursing in Rapid City Regional Hospital, and she was my care nurse for 6 days while I was in the hospital here a while ago.
Really?
She's a delightful, person.
Isn't that amazing? That is awesome. What a small world. Yeah, so I always like to support her, and it's just a really fun place to go. 4 miles west of Custer.
Where is that on our program? In which section?
That would probably be in the Custer section. Did we get that down? Yep. I think that would be in the Custer area. Yeah, let's see if I can find it quickly for you here. Let's see.
We'll come across it in the slideshow.
Yeah, and we'll come across it in the slideshow
Do you
too.
have another brochure for the moon?
Yes, I think I do. I had, oh, here's one. I got a few extra of these, excuse me.
That's
There
it.
you
That's
go.
the one thing doing it.
Whoopsie, oops, whoa, did you get it? There you go, sorry about that. All right, okay, all right.
I lost my book.
Okay. And then also, do you all know, have you all been to Galena before?
Yes.
Okay, do you know what's going on next Saturday? It's the biggest deal on ghost towns, and it's at Galena, and it's the 10th annual Galena Ghost Town fundraiser. Starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. There's all kinds of fun stuff going on, a free historic walk. You don't have to walk if you don't want to. They're opening up the historic school. I want to say 1882. Yep, 1882 Galena School open house. And it's incredible. And if you've never done the Galena Day, I highly recommend it. Starts at 9 o'clock next Saturday, and it goes from 9 to 2. Yep, 9 to 2. And there's going to be a barbecue with live music, and the band playing, the live band is Bear Butte Bluegrass Band. So doesn't that sound like fun? So you can read all about it here in your packet. So if anybody wants to, we could probably maybe make copies too. But,
I understand we'll be serving barbecued coyote.
that's right, yes, exactly. Tootsie Coyote. Yes, Tootsie Coyote barbecues, you got it. Tootsie Rolls, hey, jeez, Tootsie Rolls, that seems good. Good one, Tootsie Rolls, that sounds kind of gross, but anyway, so. It's kind of like that buffalo chicken thing, you know, yeah. Right. All right, and then also, have any of you folks been out to the Boar Buffalo Jump? I'm sure a lot of you folks have been out there, and if you've never gone there, it's one of the most important archaeological finds ever in this entire area. It's an ongoing dig site. They say, I think at least 20,000 buffalo they found down in there, amongst many other prehistoric items and fossils and dinosaur things and you name it. So
I
I
was
read.
talking to a professor there when I was taking pictures the other day. He said it's about 3 centuries, 1500 up to 1800s.
Yeah.
And they're still finding stuff.
Right, it's amazing. Yep, and it's just west of it's west of Sundance, or excuse me, it's east of Sundance between,
West of Beulah.
yep, thank you, west of Beulah, exit 199 to be exact. So you definitely want to check that out too, if you can ever have it.
Service road from Beulah.
That's right, exactly. Just jump on the service road at Beulah and you'll run right into it. And we're going to be seeing some wonderful pictures on that too. Now another wonderful place to go is the Cold Springs, historic Cold Springs Historical School here. Has anyone ever been there before? Okay, all right, I see some hands back there. Now this is wonderful. Of course, it's in Watson Parker's Ghost Town book. And what they have, they've completely renovated and restored this old schoolhouse, and I'm trying to remember what year, 1880s period it says. But yeah, it's incredible. They have a big cemetery, they have birdhouses that you can rent out for only like $5 to help with restoring and keeping, everything up with the Cold Spring School there. And it's just wonderful. So we hope you get to go there too. So you want to read all about that. And then also we have a wonderful map on Keystone. Of course, you can read all about, Kare Ingalls. She was a school teacher there, and you probably already know that. She taught there for many years. Yep. And then also, have any of you been to Aladdin? How about Aladdin? All right. Aladdin's a lot of fun too. So you definitely want to check that out. They've got one of the oldest continuously run general store. I think they're only 5 years older than the Halley's General Store, which is in Keystone. So I think 1890, and then the Halley's General Store is 1895.
Do they carry yard goods?
Do they carry yard goods? Yeah, but oh my
They'll
gosh.
order it.
When you go upstairs, the general store is incredible. They've got a restaurant next door, and oh, the biscuits and gravy and the hamburgers and everything are wonderful. So I always recommend folks to go to Aladdin too, cause that's wonderful. Best route to Devil's
The whole
Tower.
place can be yours for $1.5 million.
We're gonna show the sign.
So take your checkbooks.
That's right, we can all chip in and buy Aladdin.
Down
Yeah.
from $1.8 million 2 years ago, so.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It's a bargain.
Oh, geez, better keep waiting there. And then also, of course, we've, Badger Hole, I'm sure we've all been there. Charlie's Cabin, yep, Charles Badger Clark. That's a wonderful place, and of course, he was the South Dakota's first poet laureate, and he wrote the Cowboy's Prayer. So we're gonna talk about that here in a bit too, which is wonderful. So that's one of my all-time favorite places to go. And also, we have Historic Ranch A. Has anyone been to Historic Ranch A? We got any hands? All right. Historic Ranch A, of course, was built in the 1930s. Rumor has it that the Annenbergs were friends with Al Capone. Even the director of the new museum in Sundance says that. So some believe that was one of his many hideouts, was there at Ranch A. And it's one of the prettiest roads going into the Black Hills. It's south of Beulah. It's amazing. So I hope you have a chance to go there too, and we're gonna show you some pictures.
I worked there once when it was a fish genetics laboratory maintenance, and my boss was Peter Smith. So, and I believe he was related to the governor or something in Wyoming at one time. Anyway, he still got a big place there.
Oh, okay,
It's
great.
fascinating.
Wonderful.
So I oiled all those wood logs inside the cabin there, so.
Hey, good job, way to go, awesome. All right, and then also the Whitney Preserve, that's a ways away from here, but has anyone been down to the Whitney Preserve before? I bet I'll see some hands back there. Yeah, it's very close to the old town of Cascade.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's very, very nice. So, in the Cascade Falls and J.H. Keith Springs and all that.
It used to be the old Brainerd Indian School.
Yes, very good. Yep, the old Brainerd Indian School. Excellent. Thank you, Kitty. Wonderful. Yeah, everybody throw your 2 cents in, or 3 cents or 4 cents.
They had a great thrift store there.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
I went there with a botanist by the name of Elaine Everett.
Oh.
And she and her husband took me from one little pond to the next.
Yep, it's
And She was a
amazing.
specialist in grasses. And in each pond, there was a group of dragonflies. Each pond had a different colored group.
Right.
Some were oranges, some were purple, and some were blue.
Oh,
It's amazing.
wonderful. Yeah, you know, when I'm out giving my tours through the Black Hills, I always, I've studied wildflowers like my whole life. And if I can't remember the scientific name to a wildflower, like if I see a purple flower, I'll call it, ooh, there's some beautiful purple biderrhoda. And there's some beautiful white biderrhoda. And there's some beautiful yellow biderrhoda. And so it works, try it sometime. Or of course, you've heard of mica muscovite and iron pyrite and pegmatite, and you've heard of all those rocks. Well, you all know about leverite.
Leverite.
Yeah, somebody says, what kind of rock is this, Grandpa? You say, oh, that's leverite. Lever right there. Yeah, so that's always fun too. So, all right, and of course we've all probably been up to Hangman's Hill too in Rapid City. So I've got the poem that's very hard to find, and that's in here. Of course, the story of Hangman's Hill too. So that's a bonus there for you. And by golly, I think we're gonna start the slideshow here. All right, and everybody's got their little map here if you want to refer to that. Okay. Well, first.
Starting up in Belle Fourche
Yep,
area.
we're starting up in Belle Fourche area, and I also want to let everyone know. Also in your packet, I almost forgot, if you open it up, okay, these are my old business cards that I have, okay? I used to do this just kind of part-time, and if you ever need to call me, I'll give you free information. And these, like I said, these are old business cards. I work for Discovery Tours now. But you can call me and I will take you to all of these places for free. All right, so I want to make sure everybody knows that. All right. I hope my phone rings off the hook because I can never get enough of the Black Hills. So as you all well know. All right. Okay, we're going to start with the Black Hill, or excuse me, Belle Fourche, of course. Yep. And we all know that Belle Fourche means beautiful fork, right? We all know that. And also, oh, and I want to note that FSR, when you see that on the program, that means Forest Service Road. Some people go, what the heck is FSR? So wanted to make sure you all knew that. And then also, I highly recommend getting a new 2014 Black Hills Forest Service map. They just came out, everyone, and they haven't, you know, updated them or revised them since the year 2001, and they're wonderful. So,
Where are we gonna get one?
your local, your ranger stations, those are the cheapest places to get any ranger station. Like they've got one in Rapid City, the newer one out on Highway 16, any
Spearfish.
Forest Service ranger station. Of course,
Spearfish has
Spearfish has one, Rapid City's got one, Custer's got one. There's ranger stations all over the Black Hills, the Forest Service ranger station. And that's the cheapest place to get them for only $10, so. Yep, so all right, and if you wanna just call me sometime, I would, you know what, I would go get it for you and bring it to you. Just give me $10, so that's how much they cost. Okay? All right, I'd give you a discount, but you know.
Is there a station here in Sturgis anymore?
No.
It's not here anymore?
No, so
It
yeah.
used to be right somewhere close to here, but it's not.
Right, yep, they don't have it around here anymore, so. But, all right, okay, so we're gonna start with the Belle Fourche area. And, yeah, so we have the Johnny Spalding cabin, it's wonderful. And about how many seconds are we going with each picture today?
About 4 seconds.
Oh, okay. So this is pretty much gonna be a slideshow for you today. And if you haven't had a chance to go into the cabin, I highly recommend it, because it's very, very wonderful. Have any of you been there before? I'm sure, maybe, okay. A couple people. Oh, we saw Vernon Davis, there's his name. Oh, sorry, hon. All right, okay, and center of the nation, of course. Now, do we all know what it is, the center of what? Do we all know specifically what it is? Anyone here? What's that?
North American continent.
Excellent, all right. When they added Hawaii and Alaska in 1959, exactly 20 miles north of Belle Fourche, that's the exact geographic.
Yeah, the other light
Yes,
too, though.
thank you. That would be the exact,
The other light too.
the other one too? Okay.
There's a big reflection.
Oh, hey, all right, we're okay. Where's the popcorn? All right. All right, and then also, a lot of people don't know this, but the geographic center of, the contiguous geographic center, anyone know that? Lebanon, Kansas, very good. And then how about North America, anybody know that?
Oh, that's rugby.
Rugby, North Dakota, I heard it back there. Good job, you guys, give yourself a hand there, all right. All right, wonderful. And, okay, and then we'll keep moving on here. Yep, Center of the Nation Visitor Center.
That's where you find all
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, and there's the museum, Tri-State Museum up in Belle Fourche. Wonderful. Hope you all can have a chance to go up there if you haven't yet.
Okay, on your way to Aladdin.
Yep, here. Does anyone have any information on this old stone house homestead? Because that's on the road going to Aladdin from Belle Fourche. And I know they only open it up during the rally, but it's very historic and having a hard time getting information on that. But it's
owned by Kim Kling.
Kim Kling.
And it's a turn of the century homestead, and he apparently has pictures of it when it was still being used, but I haven't been able to get a hold of it.
Right. But a couple weeks, of course, during the motorcycle rally, they open it up, and it's a very popular place, so one of those hidden things. But if you're driving from Belle Fourche to Aladdin, of course, you're going to drive right by it. All right, here we've got the Aladdin Tipple Historical Interpretive Park. Okay, that is absolutely amazing. Here not too long ago, Historic Preservation, they spent $300,000 to support it, but unfortunately, she's starting to fall down again. So if you have a chance, you want to stop there too. It's right before you get to Aladdin. So definitely go check out the historic Aladdin Tipple there. Very interesting.
It has several of those signs.
Right, oh yeah, lots of signs to read there, interpretive park there. All right, and there's Aladdin, there's the old general store, antiques are upstairs. back in the day, you kinda had to know they were up there. Now they even have signs that tell you to go on upstairs and check out all the antiques, so. Oh, there it is. How much did the price go down, you said?
$300,000.
Whoa, wow, that went down quite a bit, didn't it? And that says firm, well, I guess not. Huh, all right, here's some more pictures. It's just a delightful place. I didn't mean to shoot him, Sheriff, he just sort of fell on my bullet. Isn't that cute?
Sounds like Pokerellas.
Yeah, there you go, there you go.
Antique cat.
And she was acquitted, I should say, for shooting somebody, yes.
Cause she
Was
had
that a
her
soldier?
Bible.
That's right, that's right. All right,
See the ceiling's falling apart.
yeah, that's, yeah, 1890s, so that goes back a few years, yep. And let's see here, so what are we on now? We're getting close. Oh, isn't that cute? I like, oh, and there's the restaurant right next to the Aladdin General Store. Oh my gosh, it's Sasquatch!
Uh-oh.
Where did that come from?
You gotta watch out, you might see Sasquatch sightings.
Ooh, that's scary, a Sasquatch sighting. I guess some people call them Bigfoot, but yeah, so watch out folks when you're out there. Okay, there's Warren Peak. Warren Peak is amazing. You can actually look down on Devil's Tower up there. So that's in the Bear Lodge Mountains. So yeah, Bear Lodge Mountains. It is an active manned lookout tower. Of course, it was I think the first radar nuclear station. Can I read that real quick?
Absolutely.
Basically, the 731st Radar Squadron of the United States Air Force operated from 1961 to 1968. This was the world's only nuclear-powered radar station, and it's right out of Newcastle. They're just north of Newcastle, a paved road all the way up to it. It's amazing. The Rangers are up there, and they'll let you come on in, and it's awesome. All right, here's one of the largest stands of aspen trees, deciduous trees in the Black Hills. That is on the road north of Warren Peak. So that's very nice too. All right, see what's... Okay, great. So it's beautiful. It's on the way to Cook Lake, so. All right, he'll figure it out.
I hope so.
Okay.
Gotta figure out where we're at here. That hasn't happened, so I'm just. All right, we're still up here at.
Yeah, I think you went way too. Yeah, keep going and I'll.
Okay. Oops. Okay. I know where we're at. There we go. That makes more sense. doesn't it?
There you go. Did you just hit the wrong button or something?
Yeah.
He's the high-tech person here in the
Right,
bunch. I'm a low-tech girl living in a high-tech world, so.
Okay. We're getting there now.
All right, all
My
right.
apologies.
There it is, there's Sasquatch.
Hey, there's Sasquatch. Watch out. Yeah.
There's Warren.
See if that works. Okay.
All right. I think that was a picture of Cook Lake. Oh, and Cook Lake has been closed, by the way. It's one of the prettiest lakes in all the Black Hills. You do, in your wonderful little packets here, you do have a brochure about that. Cook Lake, one of the prettiest lakes in all the Black Hills, in the Bear Lodge Mountains, in the National Black Hills Forest.
But it's
Okay.
closed?
Why is it closed?
Oh, because of landslides. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I talked to them again the other day and they said it was still closed. So, yeah, in fact, there was a landslide here 10 or 15 years ago that came down in the middle of the night. Thank goodness it didn't happen during the day because it completely took out the hiking trail, part of it, around the lake, filled in a portion of the lake. But what's interesting, when you go to Cook Lake, look up on the hillside. Okay, when you look up on the hillside, you'll see a gigantic swath or section that all came down, but the trees are all still standing like this. It's incredible.
Were they
It's
aspens? Were those aspens?
no, those would be the ponderosa pine trees that came down with it. And I think there's a few probably
Yeah.
aspen in there and all that too, but okay. Did you get her there? Okay, wonderful. Okay, Sundance, all right. We probably all know the Sundance Kid. In fact, he spent 18 months in Sundance, and that's how the Sundance Kid got his name. So, yep, he spent the night in the jail. The jail is no longer there. I do believe they either tore it down or they burned it down. So, yep, so let's see, how's it? Harvey Longbaugh, right? Yeah, that's his real name. So, all right, so yeah, they're turning the old Sundance School into a museum. And Rocky, the director, of course, you know, you've probably been in the museum over kind of by the cop shop there, but boy, this is going to be quite the project. You all saw how big the actual building was, and so that's going to be something when they get that done. There's one of the jails. I've spent some time in there, luckily only about 5 minutes, so that let me out of here.
It's a short sentence.
Right, that was. I didn't think Rocky was. He's like, if you don't shut up, we're going to leave you in there. So, all right. Okay, oh, the new Wyoming Welcome Center. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. You have to check it out. Exit 199. The exit to go to Aladdin. They recycle their water, solar power. It is beautiful. I can't, the first time I went in there, I was amazed. The girls working there are so helpful. They give you all kinds of free information and pamphlets and maps and you name it. But a little bit of a cloudy day. Not too far from the Boar Buffalo Jump. So I always tell folks to go there first. And then there's the new building there, the teepee style structure at the Boar Buffalo Jump. Look at the inside of that. Isn't that nice? So you gotta go there too. That's amazing. That's brand new. Hope you get to go see that too. Very nice. All right. Yeah. Yeah, so the grand opening was just June 1st. Yep. So just a little while ago here, last week to be exact, a week from today.
A lot of interpretive signs as you walk down into the hole down there.
Yeah. See, it's an actual buffalo jump. Yeah, so where they ran several buffalo off, and yeah, I'm sure you all know what a buffalo jump is there.
This is
But it's
Professor, this guy right here is Professor Rear. I think it's R-E-H-E-R.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And since 1971, from the University of Wyoming, he's been out there helping build this up. Somebody else knew about that. So.
yep, yep.
And these are 3 gals who volunteered to help him. They were from the U.S. Forest Service. They're all graduates.
She's working really hard right now.
Yes.
But you do have to be down on your hands and knees to do this kind of work, so that's good. Yeah, it's fascinating, so hope you can all check that out. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know about the pole barn, and also they found it. They were building the interstate, folks. Somebody had the presence of mind to speak up, and they basically had to move the interstate around it. So thank goodness for that. Kind of like that Mammoth site, you know, they were doing those apartments in 1974, so. Okay, all right, here's Ranch A, named after the Annenbergs. Built this back in the 1930s. It is one of the prettiest drives that you could ever go on south of Beulah, the first exit into Beulah as you're coming from Spearfish. There's the old historic barn. Yes, on Sand Creek, and the Jusso brothers built that. They built the barn and the home. You might have heard of the Jusso brothers. They were Finnish immigrants, and they just were amazing. So, yeah. So it's a beautiful, beautiful road. Now we're getting into what they call the Grand Canyon of the Black Hills. There's actual 2 Grand Canyons. This one actually says Grand Canyon on your Forest Service map. Isn't that pretty? Some other people call the Big Elk Creek Canyon, also a nickname, is the Big Grand Canyon there. Not compared to the world's largest ditch, but which is in Arizona. All right, so McNenny State Fish Hatchery. That's just a beautiful spot, and not too far away from there is, of course, Cook Lake, or excuse me, not Cook Lake. There's Cox's Lake and Mirror Lake. Now, there's 2 Mirror Lakes. There's the Upper Mirror Lake, and there's the Lower Mirror Lake. And Mirror Lake, of course, and Cox's Lake are 2 of some of the only natural lakes in the Black Hills, because most of us know, most of the lakes are reservoirs, man-made. Yep, so, yep, pretty nice. That would be Cox's Lake there. And the snapping turtles are huge, so we're just, yeah.
Some of the trout too.
I know Penny's been there. Here we go, Community Cave. It's actually Wildcat Cave, but the kids have all been going there for years. It's also, some people call it Ice Cave, and there's 4 ice caves I know of. Here's Devil's Bathtub on Cleopatra Creek. Yeah, that is just outside, not too far from Maurice. I don't think I need my notes, I'll just throw those. All right, Bridalveil Falls, if you haven't been there for a while, you want to go ahead and they have a brand new viewing deck. Isn't that nice? With new signs. Bridalveil is just so beautiful. And that would be Rubicon Gulch and Rubicon Creek that feeds Bridalveil Falls.
And likely to become a new South Dakota State Park.
Yeah, and Rough Rock Falls and all that. Okay, there's the hydro. There used to be, in fact, Spearfish Falls. I'm kind of getting to Spearfish Falls. They used to divert the water for hydroelectric purposes. Okay, and so the biggest waterfall in the Black Hills is called Spearfish Falls. A lot of you people probably might not have seen that because it ran dry up until the 90s because they diverted the water. But it's one of the most beautiful, biggest waterfalls. It is the biggest waterfall in the Black Hills, and it's right behind the Last String Inn. So and there's a wonderful trail that goes down around it, and unfortunately the bridge washed out on the one side, so I think they'll fix that. And the train actually used to go over the top of it. Little Spearfish Creek, which comes from Rough Rock Falls, after coming over Rough Rock Falls and Spearfish Falls, feeds into Spearfish Creek. In 1893, train tracks were built in the canyon. The train ran from Inglewood past Terry Peak through Last String and into Spearfish. The train ran above Spearfish Falls. Isn't that amazing? And they would stop, and everyone would get out and look over the falls. In 1933, a flood washed out and the tracks, and it never was rebuilt. So that's pretty neat there. And if I'm in the way, just tell me to move back. I'm all excited.
There's your
All right.
Gulch Trail.
Okay, there's the Pahasapa snail. I do believe that was endangered. I think I even got a few in my little medicine bag here, so I did bring some along with me. And they're millions.
They're not live. She's got.
Oh no, I just ate them, so yeah. All right, so yeah, and there's a Rough Lock Falls, of course, named after the rough locking of the wheel, the wagon wheel, to keep the teams from, getting out of hand there, running
Which
down
one
the
did you
hill.
say was gonna become a state park? Which of the
I think Rough Lock Falls is it Spearfish Falls? Yep. Oh, Rough Lock Falls. That's already. I think they did a state park with that. I do believe.
Are they
But
gonna start charging? 'Cause it's free
Spearfish.
now.
What's that?
Are they gonna start charging? Because it's free now.
Right. Well, I think didn't they do something with Rough Lock Falls though too? Is it?
Rough Rock is already.
It's already a state park, and it's
going
still
to be
free.
added to it.
See, we had a couple questions, and I knew that they had already done Rough Lock Falls into a state park, and now they're gonna do that to Spearfish Falls, and it'll still all be connected and all still be free, as far as I know. Yeah, so, yeah, awesome. All right, the CCC is one of my favorite topics there, Civilian Conservation Corps, and of course, there's camps all over the Black Hills, and I visit them all the time. Of course, would be Camp Savoy. Unfortunately, me and a few other experts think the sign is wrong. They actually have, they got 2 miles. But if you go, I hit my odometer, and I went to the spot where the 1997 Christmas tree came out of, which we're going to talk about. There is the actual old, and there's proof right there that it's where I think it is. See, they say it's Savoy, but the actual camp, I went to the CCC museum and got this information, and so it's just past Rough Lock Falls there, and it's at the same site of the where they took out the 1997 Christmas tree to bring it to the White House, and of course there's a historic sign there. And as you probably already know, right here, they always, I'm contemplating, okay, is this for sure the CCC camp? Been going there for years. But what they did is, this is an old foundation of like where they used to put the sign. And you'll see them at other CC camps as you go through. They've got it at Rod and Gun, but why is the old marker there with all the remnants? Which is right there by where they took out the tree. Yep, in 1997. You might have seen John Crane's painting of the 1997 Christmas tree. Yep, so you can walk right in there. It's right off the road. All of the stuff I'm showing. Oh, no, watch out. So let's read this real quick. Have any of you not been there? Okay, all right. Okay, America's holiday tree, I still say Christmas tree, 1997. At this site, a 65-foot, 75-year-old Black Hill spruce tree was cut on November 14th, 1997. After a 2,500-mile, 13-state journey, the tree was delivered to the west lawn of the U.S. Capitol building. In a ceremony on December 10th, 1997, the tree was lit by the Speaker of the House. This was a cooperative effort of the people of South Dakota, many agencies and companies, including the Black Hills National Forest Service, the state of South Dakota, and the Keep South Dakota Green Association. So, yeah, wonderful place to go. Just west of Rough Lock Falls on 222. All right, wonderful. Oh, and that's where the tree used to be, right there. Okay, here we got the Fillmore Mine. Okay, that's where right by where Potato Creek Johnny used to live. It's still standing. They're having a heck of a time keeping that up too. It's one of the oldest, largest still standing structures in the Black Hills. And it's on Potato Creek. And Potato Creek Johnny, of course, I believe, found one of the largest gold nuggets in the Black Hills. And this is also not too far from Tinton and Cement Ridge Lookout Tower. Cement Ridge Lookout Tower is also one of the most beautiful historic lookout towers that's still manned. It is amazing up there. The view is all the way around, so hope you get to go up there someday. One of my secret waterfalls there, Annie Creek Falls. That's right across from the town of Elmore in Spearfish Canyon. And it's kind of a hike to get down into the bottom of it, but you can see how far down it is. There it is, and I'm way up there. So, very beautiful. Let's see, is that Buttercup?
Yes, it
That's
is.
Buttercup. I'm doing this all by memory. That's Buttercup Springs. So that's one of those secret springs that I know about, but it's hidden in plain sight. So if you don't know what's there, you might drive right by it. Of course, Cheyenne Crossing used to be a stage stop there for the Deadwood to Cheyenne Stagecoach Trail and all that. There's another one of my secret waterfalls. That would be, let me see, Icebox Falls, just because the closest place is Icebox Canyon. Annie Creek home. That's where Annie Talent, Annie Creek, Anna Donna Talent's home in Sturgis here. I want to say 1603 Main Street, right?
That's correct.
Hey, all right, okay. Yep, and there she is, and she wrote her book, Black Hills, and then, or The Last Hunting Grounds of the Dakotas, 1899 to be exact. Yep, so that's where she wrote that. And, of course, first white woman in the Black Hills. Aunt Sally, Sarah Campbell, was actually the first woman in the Black Hills. She's African-American woman with the Custer Expedition of 1874. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, Annie actually left October 6th, my birthday, 1874. So I remember that date very well.
I
All
didn't know
right.
he was that old.
What's that?
I didn't know he was that old.
Well, oh yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, just the October 6th part, yeah. All right. Okay, Poker Alice home. That's pretty neat. I do believe it used to be possibly a brothel. That's what I've heard. Yeah, Poker Alice was
Used to
quite
be
the
right on the
character.
north side of Bearview.
Right, they moved it. Yeah, they sure did. Yeah, so and there's her grave, not too far from here. That's in the St. Aloysius Cemetery, right by St. Martin Chapel. So it's a Catholic cemetery.
What's that middle name there, Hucker?
Hucker.
Is that her third husband or something? Or
Yeah, because she was married 3 times.
does
So.
anybody know, or is that her middle name? Or
No, that's the third husband.
that's the third
Right,
husband?
that's what I thought. All right,
Because
wonderful.
it was Alice Ivers, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's Alice Ivers Tubbs, and seen couple different names with her. Yeah, good question. All right, so yeah, that's not, like I said, not too far from here, just up on the hill.
This is the St. Aloysius.
St. Aloysius Catholic Cemetery, yep. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, 1897, so. Yeah, so if you have a chance to drive up there, it's gorgeous. Oh, and we'll get you in there. Anyone who wants to go in, all these historical buildings all over the Black Hills, I can get you all in for free, by golly, so. Yeah, by golly, been exploring the Black Hills my whole life, so I've got a few connections, which is nice.
That
All
chapel
right.
is just gorgeous in there.
I know, isn't that amazing? Yeah, very nice.
Karen, where's the church again? Where's the cemetery?
Well, if you want, when we leave here, we can drive right by it. It's basically,
East end of Sherman
west
Street
of the
by the Meade County.
Yeah,
right,
you know where
right.
the courthouse is?
Yeah.
It's at the dead end there.
It's actually not too far from the Annie Talon home too, but, yeah, right, so. Yeah, we'll take you there and show you. It'll only take like 5 minutes. We'll be driving right by there, so. Yep, all right.
That's where you should go. there.
That's where I should go, okay.
Stay close.
All right, okay. But that's pretty amazing. Yeah, we lucked out one day and we were there and we met the gentleman, he was like a
He's
groundskeeper, but he
Yeah,
gave
he's
us.
on the board.
On the board, right, he said we could come back anytime. All right, Charles Nolan, okay, pony mail carrier. Unfortunately, he was killed there. I think that was Dead Man Creek, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
Thank you,
And
thank
it
you.
was a little bit to the north and west, excuse me, south and west from this site.
Right,
When
right,
he was killed.
thank you. And buried at the Bear Butte Cemetery?
Correct.
Yeah.
His
so-
horse supposedly is buried here.
Yeah, and I think the story goes something to the effect is he wanted to get home and they warned him, they told him not, please don't go, and he worked for the Pony Express and he was trying to get home, I think, to his mother and unfortunately the Native Americans killed him when he was, or it could have been white guys too, that's
Most
up to,
likely,
yeah.
white guys.
I was gonna say, yeah, a lot of times the Native Americans would get blamed for something that the white guys actually did, yeah. Like I think that Preacher Smith thing too, so, but don't get me started. All right,
That's
Okay.
Fairview Cemetery.
what's that? Oh, yep, that was Charles Nolan's grave there.
This is a
No.
short tour of BLM.
Yes, this would be where we were going to go today. It's not sunny outside, is it? Okay. All right. Okay, but yeah, it's just beautiful. That would be where we would have started. Of course, Curly Grimes' grave there. And Chuck, you want to tell them a little bit about the tombstone there?
The stone had disappeared for quite a number of years. Ultimately, I think wound up at the Adams Museum in Deadwood. So, 1976, my oldest son carved this headstone out of sandstone.
Yep, that's awesome.
And it fits in very, very nicely.
Yep, and people don't even know it's up there because it's basically just a little fence and a tree, and it's a flat headstone, so which is kind of nice. So, but can you go back just a second so I could read that real quick, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to show people. So if you go on this road, we've got historical signs it's an interpretive driving trail, so you hardly have to even get out of your car. You just drive right up to the sign, and you can roll down your window and read the signs. Some of the things you need to walk to, but
Can you read what it
yep.
says?
All right. William Curly Grimes, buried with his head down, just as he fell. The whispering pines will never tell. And
That's
he.
from a piece of poetry by Dick Williams.
That very good. I like it. And of course he basically he was caught by I think Daniel Boone May, the lawman that caught him, and he wanted to. All right, I'll see you later, Ann. Okay, bye. Yep, you're welcome. He asked to have his handcuffs loosened because it was so cold and everything, and he said he wouldn't try to get away, and then he took off and they shot him and they buried him right where he fell dead. So, yeah, and there's a nature trail there off of the BLM road. It's wonderful. Yep, and then of course the Ute Indian camp there, Sidney, Nebraska to Deadwood stagecoach and wagon freight trail. So, and I mean, you can see Bear Butte, Matopaha off in the distance. It's amazing. Calvary jumps. We'll all see this next month, I hope. I hope it's going to be nice for us. Old Fort Meade Cemetery. And of course, the museum is amazing too, and that whole area. Longstone Building and all that. Fort Meade National Cemetery. Yep, that's pretty amazing. That is also part of the Black Hills National Cemetery. See, look at that beautiful view. Isn't that nice? Yep. So, oh, and there we have a Medal of Honor recipient. That one now is he buried there? Actually, do we know?
He is actually buried.
Right, because I know
We think he is.
Albert
But
Knapp.
they've not found his burial, his actual grave.
Right, because Vernon mentioned one, and there's actually two. Albert Knapp, and then Brent, correct, yeah, Brent. So I was just wondering if one was there and maybe the other one wasn't. All right, here's Bethlehem Cave. That's all closed down unfortunately now and privately owned, but every once in a while we can get in there, and so it's pretty awesome. Any of you go to the old Bethlehem Cave back in the day? Yeah, well, that was fun, yeah. President Calvin Coolidge went there. There's the beautiful Knife Blade Rock. It's a huge, gigantic spire that shoots up several hundred feet. And the train that used to go down into Big Elk Creek Canyon went right around it. Very famous. And then also there's the apple orchards in the ghost town of Runkle. Yep, that's pretty awesome. There's apples everywhere. Got it out of my head. That's right. Okay, that's the park. Yep, there you go. That's Park Creek CCC camp, and that's those the signs, the old signs I was telling you about, remnants of the old signs, historical signs. That's beautiful. That's not too far from Galena area. Lots to see there, and you can see where all the cabins used to be and the indentations in the ground. Yep, right there, Park Creek CCC camp. Yeah, it was part of Franklin Delano Roosevelt's New Deal, and he would send, well, basically what happened is these young men would go all over the country and they'd make $30 and then of course send $25 home to their families, during the Depression, so, and keep $5 for
I
themselves.
bet most of these people could tell us more than.
Oh yeah, I'd love,
That's how
oh boy.
my dad came here.
Oh, that's
That's a
awesome.
CCC camp, and he came from Washington State.
Wow, that's great, wow.
Here.
Bless his heart.
Is
Yep.
that the museum in Hill City? Is that the one you referred to?
Yep.
The one in Hill City, yeah.
Exactly, we got a picture of it. Very good. Yeah, that's very good. The CCC museum is awesome. If you go to Hill City, the old ranger station in Hill City is now the information center, and on the second floor is the newer CCC museum. So it's awesome. So this is where I kind of had to double check on a lot of my work to make sure. All right, Galena Cemetery. That's awesome. Okay, that's where Sarah Campbell is buried. Aunt Sally. Yeah, she was the member of the Custer Expedition, like I said before, and of course I do believe they entered the Muskie area July 2nd, and I do believe they left Fort Lincoln about this time today. So around this time, first part of June is when they left. Yep. And let's see. Oh wow, I didn't know you put that picture in there. That's pretty good. Is that the one with Aunt? Yep. There's 2 known photos of her that they think it could possibly be her on Main Street, Deadwood. And yep. So that's, like I said, not the greatest picture, but it is a picture. Wonderful. And of course, Fred Borte, Tootsie the Coyote, and a lot of you might have read about them, historic preservation, taking care of the sign on Main Street in Deadwood that they fixed up there. And Tootsie, the first, let's see, of course, George S. Mickelson's father was also the governor of South Dakota, and he's the one who declared the coyote the state animal of South Dakota because of Tootsie. So that's kind of neat too. So, all right, there's one of my secret waterfalls. And
She's not telling us.
Yeah, not telling. All right. And that would be, let me see, that's Kare Bear Falls. We renamed it. I'm always finding these new waterfalls in the Black Hills when I go hiking, and that's a pretty, there's the longest railroad tunnel in the Black Hills. That's in Whitewood Canyon. Some say it's over 1,000 feet, and it is a very long railroad tunnel. There's the Friendship Tower, Mount Roosevelt, exactly, built in 1919, or completed. Teddy Roosevelt died in 1919. There's another secret waterfall right across from Tatanka. Actually, it's about a 30-foot waterfall, but the snow was so deep. There's back to the Park Creek camp, CCC camp.
No, it's
The
Deadwood Dick.
No, the one before that was back to Park Creek.
Are you sure?
Yep. See?
Yep, it is.
Yep. Oh yeah.
That's wow.
All right, I know my
Good eye.
Black Hills by golly.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, and I'm sure you've all heard of Deadwood Dick before. There were several Deadwood Dicks, but this was Richard Clark. They had the Pinecrest cabins up there where the lodge at Deadwood is now, and you can go and see the foundation of where Deadwood Dick used to live. It's basically, you drive up to the parking lot at the lodge at Deadwood, you walk to your right, how many feet? 100, couple hundred? Yeah, couple hundred feet tops, and there it is, hidden in plain sight. The foundation of where Deadwood Dick, Richard Clark, used to live. The city of Deadwood actually gave him the cabin, so. All right, and then also Mount Moriah Cemetery, you know, I'm sure most of you have been there, so. We just had to, not really that much of a secret place, but just in case, we wanted to throw that in for folks. And some of these places, I'm sure a lot of you, I've been there, done that. Calamity Jane.
Quite a hike up to the top there where Seth Bullock.
Yep, right. Seth Bullock and his wife Martha, and then of course here a few years ago I was honored to help bury this gentleman. They were doing a retaining wall or something in Deadwood, in the original cemetery where Wild Bill was originally in Ingleside. Yep, and so anyway, and they found the bones were coming out, and they didn't quite know. They did some DNA testing, and they weren't quite sure if he was Native American or of Chinese descent, and so they basically brought in Chinese priests all the way from China and Native American holy men, and it was quite the celebration, and it was just, I've never been a part of a Chinese funeral before, so, and they had a priest there, and they probably had 4 different, I guess, walks of life or religious people there. It was wonderful.
Did they leave the bones or did they take them? Is it just a headstone now, or did the Chinese take them?
You know, that's a great question. I think we buried them. It was a box about yay big like that, and we put it right in there, and
But they
yeah.
didn't say it was Chinese?
Right, because they do say if they don't get back within 10 years, then their souls are lost forever. You probably read that before, so that's a good question. So, yeah.
St. Ambrose.
St. Ambrose, yep, the Catholic cemetery in, Vernon Davis would like this because they're really working hard on it. So, so that's the St. Ambrose Cemetery.
Okay.
2 Sticks, some of you might have known about 2 Sticks, he's buried there, up in Deadwood. Basically, you just go up Burnham Street in Deadwood, which used to be called Elizabethtown, but don't get me started. But you go up Burnham, and then you take a left on Pleasant Street. A lot of people have a very hard time finding that cemetery because they go all the way to the top of Burnham. They don't turn left on Pleasant Street. So remember, turn left on Pleasant Street and you will find the old cemetery. All right.
This is Lee now.
Yep, we got Lee, the South Leeds Cemetery. Okay, of course, that's Peter Thompson, another Medal of Honor recipient. I know Vernon Davis and Janine Gurn did a lot of work on that, as others did, so, yeah, we
I
went.
got to play the flute for his funeral.
Yep, I remember seeing that in the slideshow. Wonderful, Dale. Excellent. Yeah, and then we took pictures of that. He showed the angel that Vernon was asking about last time, that he was concerned it was going to tip over, and then we took a picture of it to, show him that it hadn't tipped over. Hannah Campground, one of my favorite little picnic areas and campgrounds. You just go to Cheyenne Crossing, and right across the road will take you to the beautiful Hannah Road. Just a lot of old growth spruce, Black Hill spruce, of course, is the South Dakota state tree. There's an old hydroelectric plant there. Of course, there's like, 4 or 5 more that I know that are still standing. Yep, so that's pretty neat. Yep, beautiful road. Named after Penny Hanna, right, Penny? No. Yeah, her last name is Hanna, so I couldn't resist. Wonderful fishing hole, wonderful. Great place to go fishing. Some people call it long draw pond. Some call it ward draw or ward pond. So it's got a couple names there. Some great brookies. One day I was just pulling them out left and right. But yeah, so there's another hydroelectric plant in Inglewood. Some of you might have been to Inglewood. And of course there's a couple in Spearfish Canyon, and a couple, I think there's one more that I might be missing. I know there's Spearfish Canyon, 2 of them,
Right at Spearfish.
Inglewood.
There's 2 in Spearfish Canyon, sort of.
Yeah, and then Hannah, and then Inglewood, yeah. And I think there's one more too.
There is another one
Yeah.
on the road between Belfouche and Spearfish.
Oh, right, right. Is it on the Old Bell Road, or? Or I'm trying to
Just
think.
down below where the creek crosses there.
Right, okay.
Down to that couple hundred yards.
Oh, wow, awesome. All right, and, okay, yep, there's the Bulldog Ranch. Yep, that's, that was a stop along the northern Burlington there, yep, so which is now the Mickelson Trail. Oh, gosh, that, when you go back, that's the old Mickelson Ranch. I'm not sure about a lot of history on that, but everyone just calls it the Mickelson Ranch. Spiritual Pathways, all right, Pathways, actually it's Pathways Spiritual Sanctuary. They have umbrellas and walking sticks for everyone, and you park your vehicle, there's just a little parking lot, and there's a little porta potty there, and you walk in and you see stuff like that. It's just like, wow, it's a huge, beautiful, several $100,000 sculpture of a Native American man, Lakota man, sitting on his horse with the buffalo skull, praying to the Great Spirit. It's amazing. There's a walking path, you walk, it's I think I want to say like a 1.3 around a huge circle. You go through beautiful aspen trees and birch trees, and just take a look at that. That's where we're going today, folks. I'm sorry we can't do the, we're going to meet the owner too. It's a huge ranch, wild horses run. That's a labyrinth, a huge ancient labyrinth that you can walk on. There's historical signs everywhere you go. It's absolutely amazing. The spring of Elk Creek is there, comes out of the ground, and Elk Creek, of course, formed, if you've been to Bethlehem Cave, you probably looked down into the huge canyon. So it's amazing. A little tiny stream built one of the biggest canyons of the Black Hills. So, and this is paperwork and tablets in there and pens. You can sit and reflect or contemplate or write poetry or whatever you want to do. There's benches all along the way. Pretty neat place, isn't it, Penny?
It is.
Right, Bruce? All right. So I mean, it's amazing. So, and supposedly the 13 sacred grandmothers are going out there again. And there's the Moonshine Gulch Saloon. All right. We're gonna head there today too. Every Sunday afternoon, starting at 2 o'clock or whenever they want to start it. They get out their banjos and harmonicas and guitars, and they even had one of those. What do you call those big horns that sit on the ground?
Alpenhorn.
Like a Viking horn. I know.
Alpenhorn.
Oh, thank you, Alpenhorn. All right. And that's awesome. Moonshine Gulch Saloon's a lot of fun. If you've never been there, I recommend that too. So highly recommend it. Yeah, dogs run through. I mean, if you don't like dogs, you probably don't want to go there. Yeah, look at all the hats. Yeah. Anyone here not been to the Moonshine Gulch Saloon?
There's a lot to read,
Oh,
in the
my gosh, you
bathroom.
gotta go.
so.
It is about as hillbilly as you're gonna get here in South Dakota, and it's just, there is the Small of America. Have any of you been to the Mall of America?
Yes.
Well, this is the Small of America, the Rochford Mall. And they used to have a gas station there and a post office and all that too, so unfortunately, that's not there anymore. There's the Rochford Chapel. Okay, all right. And if anybody needs to get up and use the bathroom or anything, don't feel bad. We can, how much longer do you think we've got here?
It's a good half hour.
Oh, okay.
At least. Yeah.
Okay. Should we take a quick intermission real quick, you think, or?
Want to take a break?
Yeah, maybe just like a 5-minute break. We've only, we got a bunch of pictures here, but I just wanted to make sure everyone had a chance to use the restroom, so.